Hey everybody, come on in and say hi. There we go. That was easy. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Get the comments off of there. Hello, how are you? Hey Carla. And I'm going to get my live alerts ready so that anybody new that comes on that wants to get alerted when I go live will be able to. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey Josh. Alright, live alerts is all set up. So anyone who doesn't currently get it and wants it, they can. Just type in the word live and you'll get alerts. Alright, let's see if it's going to let me share tonight. Alright, so I am doing a rail tonight. Here's my stick. I used this when I did my Frankenstein one, so I'll show you how I did that. And here's my sign. I love this sign. I've had these little skeletons since last year. I made a different wreath with them last year, so I wanted to use them again. They were really popular last year for me. And then I saw this sign and I thought it worked perfectly with it, so we're going to use those. There's the live. Still sleeping? Takes a lot to catch up after being gone for a while. Thank you for blessing my page. I appreciate that so much. If y'all wouldn't mind spreading the love, letting your friends know we're here. They might want to come join us. I am doing the same. It'll just take me a second here to do this, and then we'll get started. So there's our sign. Here's our little skeleton. There's the Mrs. And then we have Mr. So we're going to use both of those. Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me tonight. How's everybody doing? Oh no, you're not late, Maggie. We just started. No, not late at all. Wish somebody would invent an easier way to do this. Alright, so with that, I've got some tubing. Gotta have tubing. I have some flowers. I have a little black and red rose and then some red roses because the sign's got red roses in it. Not sure yet what I'm going to use of that, so we'll see. Turn that way. Get some of this stuff out of the way. I'll set them there so people can see that. So then I'm going to be using a black base, just a plain black base mesh. And then I've got some red and black check fabric mesh that's going to go in every tie. And then I've got some black and white curls that I need for some support for under the sign. The sign is kind of heavy. And y'all had a little bit of trouble picking my ribbons tonight. I had different ones I wanted to use, and these are the ones I've settled on so far. Not sure if they're going to be the ones I actually use, or I could change it later. Just depends. Hey Brenda, you have those skeletons too? Yeah, I have them in the black and red, and then I also have them in the white. They have the white wedding outfits on. And I bought a bunch of them last year because they was very popular for me. So I made sure to have plenty of them this year in case I couldn't find any more. So I have this black and red and white polka dot. Black and red is our theme tonight. I have this semi-sheer shimmering black that I'm going to use. I've got the red and black check. And then I've got the black with the skeleton faces on it. So hopefully that's all going to go together nicely. If not, I will take it apart and redo my ribbons because I wasn't crazy about what I had on hand. I'm doing great. How are you, sorry, Harless. I was going to say Harless. I know better than that. Laban. It's so hard when you see that name first. Alright, so I'm going to set this out of the way. Let's see if this is going to cooperate with me. One more to go. So I did my, this is just a piece of wood. I'm going to call it a swag or rail for lack of a better term. I'm going to put y'all down so you can see better. So these are all cut at 22 inches. They're 22 inches long. They're about 2 inches wide and about 3/4 of an inch thick. It just happens to be these were scraps that we already had on hand. My daughter gave them to me and cut them down for me. So we're going to use these up. I've got quite a few of them. So I'm using these up. Some people use a yardstick. Some people use paint stirrers. But this seems to work for me. I put felt on mine because I don't want it to scratch someone's door with it being a raw piece of wood. And then this side I didn't do anything with. Last time I covered the whole thing. This time I didn't because it's going to be covered anyway by all the stuff I'm putting on. So it'll be fine. And if it does show through, then I'll just go back and fix it. So this one I put 12 on because last time I did 11 and it leaves that odd number so you get ribbons that are the same next to each other. I don't like that. So I added another one to the end. So we're going to do 12 tonight. So there's 5 on each side and then 1 in each of the opposite corners, diagonal. So that's what we're going to do. I am using leftover mesh. This is a good way to use some leftover mesh. I'm sorry if I'm missing any comments. Get this done right here. So anyway, I'm using leftover mesh. This was from a wreath that I did. And this is what I had left. I double checked it today. I have just enough to do this rail. So it will be an exact amount, thankfully. So usually I zip tie these to my frames. Let's start down at this end. I put the loop in here so it can, a hanging loop. So now I just have to remember when I go through and get done that this is my top. So I'm going to take and fold this over so it makes a little poof down here at the end. So it's kind of inside the loop. right here. So I want to get it tight. And that's going to form my first poof for me. And I'm going to do about a 9 to 10 inch poof on these. I have enough to do that. I want my tie on the outside. So I fold that over and get a good grip on this here. Painting walls. Right. Weren't you painting walls the other night too? Are you painting the same room? Thank you all for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. Probably could have just left that at the end. Where's my other tie at? There it is. Yeah, I don't like that. All right, let's undo that. Alright, so I'm going to start here in this one. And I will come back and stop in this one. Hey Kelly, how are you? Alright, still doing about a 9-10 inch poof. Don't want to go much bigger than that because I know I have just enough mesh to do this project. So if I make them any bigger, I will not have enough. Third room in 2 weeks. Oh, girl. You gotta love painting for that. I'm all painted out. We had a house in New York 2 years ago before we moved down here. Old house. And we had to do a lot of painting inside and out when we sold it. I'm all painted out. I don't want to paint anymore for a long time. This house, all the walls, they painted beige. I hate beige, but I am not painting them right now. Hi, Kathy. I am making a Halloween rail. And I'm using a scrap piece of wood that I had. I have several of them. Nope, you're not late at all. No need to be sorry. We're just getting started. I'm making a rail tonight, a Halloween rail, with Mr. and Mrs. Bones. They're sitting over here. I don't know if you can see them in the basket there. I will show you all my sign and everything here in just a second. For those that just came in, so you can see what we're using tonight. It's a lot of work painting. I'm sorry. I used to like painting, but like I said, we had a lot of painting to do up there, and I'm just painted out. I like for each room to have a different color. So there are 12 ties on this rail tonight. Normally when you buy a rail, they have like 11 on them, but I don't like that odd number because it leaves some of your ribbons, the same ribbons next to each other, and I don't like that look. I want them to all be different. So I'm just spreading out these poofs. And this is just a basic black mesh. It's got the metallic material in weaved into it. And I'm using leftover mesh, so I have just enough to do this project. I'm not sure our bartender's here just yet. She will be, I'm sure, soon. Alright, so let's turn this around this way now. Open up these ties. Gotta find somewhere where I can measure. So I don't want to use all of my mesh before I get to the end. The rail, it's just a scrap piece of wood, cut at 22 inches. My daughter had a project that she had made and had leftover wood, and she cut them up for me and gave them to me to use. And that's what I've been using to do my rails. I have a couple of them left. I've got probably, I don't know, maybe a dozen of them. I'm going to do one for a centerpiece too. I think I'm going to use one to make a centerpiece. There's our bartender. Hey, Sin. And there's our fan club president too. Mr. Junior ROTC himself. Looking all handsome in his uniform today. Told him he's going to have all the girls swooning all over him. Yeah, right. Get out of here. And he got promoted. That's right. I showed his picture to his grandfather today, and I thought he was going to break down in tears. I know I did. Hello from Texas. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're new, tell me where you're from. Oh. You know what? I think I did make some of them too big. We'll see. If not, I have other mesh I can add in here. North of Syracuse. Whereabouts north of Syracuse? I lived in Watertown for 8 years. Watertown? Yep, that's where I live too. Not anymore, but we left about 2 years ago. Was there for 8 years. saw that, Cindy. Alright, so here's the end. And this one's probably not going to be as big, but we're going to cover all of this with our ruffles anyway. There you go. Yes, with the song, Vicky. Yep. Yep. I know the Stewart's shops. We lived on just over by the Walmart there on not State Street, Route 3. All right, so there we go. So again, I know you can see the wood still, but once I get this done, you're not going to see that. And the back is covered, so it's not going to damage anybody's door. While you all are getting your drinks, I'm going to take a drink. I have just plain old cranberry juice. All right, let me get rid of this stuff. There we go. All right, so then I have these ruffles, and I cut these all at 20 inches. Oh, wow. Yeah, I know where that's at. Small world, isn't it? All right, so these are all cut at 20 inches. This is the red and black fabric mesh. Put it over here. So I'm just going to ruffle these up, and I'm going to put them in every tie. And again, I have 12 ties on here. So I'm going to fold over my end. Try to minimize that fraying, because fabric mesh does fray too. I love it too. I love the black and red. Well, I like any of the check meshes, but I like the fabric mesh. But unfortunately, the fabric mesh is not sturdy enough to hold the sign up. So I'm going to have to use some curls tonight to kind of help, because the sign is wood. So I'm just going to fluff out these ruffles. I like them to look like a flower. So what's everybody been up to this week? This week is flying by. Well, this day has flown by for me. I've had so much stuff I needed to do, and it just flew right on by. Had 2 orders I had to send out today. Thankfully. Hi, Diane. I'm doing fine. How are you? Hubby's going away on a business trip on Monday, so next week is my mom's birthday, so I'll probably be taking her up towards Raleigh next week. I would like to go to the wholesalers, and it's not far from someplace that she wants to go, so we just might make a day out of it. Oh, going camping. And crabbing. Wow. Mom's birthday is the 24th, which I think is Tuesday. Yep, Tuesday. Almost forgot. Hey, Michelle. See how this frays. It's just at the ends there. 28th. Well, happy early birthday. You live close to Raleigh? Yeah, I'm about 2 hours away. But it's actually up above there and over to the west a little where I'm going. It's not actually Raleigh, but anything north of me I just call Raleigh. Usually I gotta go through there to get somewhere anyway. Hello. If y'all are new, please tell me where you're from. This is their first time watching. And also don't forget to like my page so that you can keep up to date with us. And for anybody who doesn't already get alerts for when I go live, if you just type in the word alert in the comments, you'll get a message from my messenger bot, and it'll put you on the list when you respond to it. And every week you'll get a message from me on Wednesday telling you what time I'm going live and what I'm making. Hello, hello. No, I'm not using the candy cane frame. I'm using the, it's just a scrap piece of wood. It's about 2 inches wide and it's 22 inches long. About 3/4 of an inch thick. But I am going to try that. I want to use it for a rail. Hello, hello. Thank you all for joining me tonight. So if you haven't heard or you weren't here the last 2 weeks, yep, I'll show you the back of it 1 second. I have joined with 7 other ladies and we have formed a design group. It's a paid group. We also have a free page, but we have a design group. And you get 8 designers in total, one of them being myself. The other 7 are Lavon and Robin and Carla and Rita and Susan, Sandy and Tequila. And I will give you all their pages here in 1 second. I knew I should have, I can remember most of them. I can't remember them all, unfortunately. I try. But anyway, we have a design group if you're interested in learning from us. It is $20 a month. Well, I'm sorry, $19.95 a month. We do our designs on Friday evenings. So this week is my week. So this Friday I'll be doing a design. and teaching. And Robin will also be with me. We're going to kind of do a double or a side by side because I'm going to be doing something with a gnome that she made for me. And she's going to show how she made the gnome while I make the wreath or rail, swag, you never know. But if you'd like to see it, you can join our group. We would love to have you. We also have a Zoom call, which is like a video conference call on Mondays. So if you have any questions, if you want to help with a design, if you just want to chit chat, we do that as well. And Carlos put the link in there for the page if you'd like to take a look at it. The free page, that's not where we do the designing, but it'll show you and lead you to the design group if you're interested in that. The calls are in the evenings. We're all in different time zones too, so that's another plus. So we've got all the time zones pretty much covered. Hello everybody, thank you for joining us. But the Eastern time, 8 o'clock Eastern is when we do the phone calls, Kathy. Sorry, Kathy asked what time we do the calls. And they're always available for replay. You can watch them if you're not able to make the calls. And the design group, same with that. If you can't make it for the design group, we save the video so that you can always go back. That's part of one of the perks of your membership. You get to watch it at any time. And we're going to have different projects. Eventually we're going to have some wreath kits. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, 8 o'clock is good for us. With everybody, for those that are on the middle of the middle to western part of the country, that's still early for them. So it works out good. Oh, thank you, Kathy. And there's the link for the paid group as well. And it's a month to month, so if you can stay as long as you'd like. It's up to you. There's no contract, so you're not locked in. You can come and check us out and see what we do and what we're all about. We have everything from wreath making to signs to furniture, restoration to chalk couture, t-shirts and hats. You name it, there's probably one of us in that group that can do it. Alright, this is the last one, and then I'm going to give you all a recap because I know a lot of people have just joined us. Do they allow you to what? Your own price to charge? What do you mean? Alright, so there's all of our ruffles. So there's the front. Here's the back. It's a little messy. I'll take a little lint roller and go over that when I'm done. But here's the back, and it's just some felt I bought by the yard. Covered this up so it doesn't scratch. Drilled my holes in it so that I have a loop here for it to be hung. No, the group is one price, $19.95. And that gives you access to all 8 of us. Alright, so there's our rail. Alright, here's the sign I'm using tonight. And this came from Old Time Pottery. Sorry for the glare. And it just says Happy Halloween, has the skull with the red roses, which goes with our Mr. and Mrs., who also came from Old Time Pottery last season. And they're decked out in their little wedding attire here. And then I've got my ribbons and curls. So I do the curls because I need something to help support that sign, because it's a wood sign. So then I have this black and red and white polka dot. We have a shimmering semi-sheer black. We've got the black and red check. And then of course our skulls to match. So we'll be using those tonight. So these are curls that I did, curl bundles. These are just some black, different, I have a black and white check and a black and white stripe curls. I cut these at 10 inches. It's 10-inch mesh, cut at 10 inches, and then I rolled them up and bundled them together. And I'm going to put those in here. I thought we had enough red, so that's why I didn't do black and red. I didn't want to go too much with the red. So I'm going to spread those out. That's going to help give me some support when I put that sign on. So I'm just putting one in every tie. So anybody have any good plans for the weekend? I know somebody said they were going camping. Hubby said he's going to take me out Saturday night since he's leaving on Monday, so I'm looking forward to that. Get a little date night in before he goes. Yeah, I have a craft show I have to get ready for too. It's not till next month, but I have a lot of things I want to have done by then, and I always have more plans in my head than what I can actually get done. Plus, I'm still trying to stock my store with fall. Oh, let's see, I don't know. What do you think of the black and white? Give me some thumbs up if you like the black and white. Yeah? Awesome. Well, then we will keep it in there. So what kind of projects is everybody working on? Those of you that make things, what are you guys working on? Thank you. Finished your first swag? Congrats. What kind was it? Was it a Halloween, Christmas? Styrofoam head. You do those styrofoam heads? I've seen so many of those. I am scared to death to even attempt that. I am not a good painter. I've got signs behind me that I've been wanting to paint. I watched a tutorial on them and I saved it so I could try and do them myself, and I still haven't gotten up the nerve to do them. Awesome. Yeah, that's me, working on a bit of everything. I haven't done a whole lot of Halloween this year. I need to get some fall done though, because the craft show I'm doing is a fall festival. And I need to get some military done because I live in a military town, so it's always nice to have those on hand. And I just sold my last army wreath today. Alright. So there we go with all of our mesh. Outdoor projects too. Alright, so I'm going to put the black and white and red with the sheer black. And I think I'm going to put this red and black check with the skulls. So let's see how that's going to look. I'm going to move this out of my way. Give me a little more room to work with here. Yes, we are military. Well, my husband is retired military, but he still works for the government and with the military. But yes, he served here. He served a total of 24 years, most of it here at Fort Bragg. My ribbons are cut at 14 inches. Going to gather them up the center here. Wants to slide away from me now. did that one backwards. Thank you, I will. I'll let him know. He's usually on here, but I think he's doing something tonight. You can hear him going in and out of the garage. Alright, there we go. It was a good life for us. We enjoyed it. Our daughter was raised an army brat. And our son. So, Army gave us a good life. My husband was a military brat as well. His father was in the Marine Corps. Hence why he went into the Army. Little competition there. The base is just a 22-inch piece of wood that I covered with felt and then stapled 12 ties to. Unfortunately, the only place I got to go overseas with him was when we went to Alaska. Everything else he went by himself. So we didn't travel a whole lot. He was stationed, he was airborne, he was with the 82nd. So most of our time was spent here at Fort Bragg. I have to keep checking and making sure I'm not putting the same ribbons next to each other. I have a habit of doing that. Yeah, the moving would have been, I'm sure, hard. I know. I don't know how people do it when they move every 2 years or so. I mean, we wanted to travel, but I mean, not every 2 years. I wouldn't want to. And he still travels with this job. They can still move us. That's why we were living in New York for 8 years, and we really wanted to come back down here and be closer to our kids and grandkids. So hopefully we'll stay here. If we can stay here as long as we stayed in New York, then he'll be ready to retire from this job. Oh, you know what? We hit 1,900 likes on the page today, too. I forgot about that. So thank you all. We have 1,900. We got 100 more to go till we get our next drawing. And at the rate we're going, we're going to see that very soon. I'm hoping by the end of the month. Once we hit 2,000 likes, then we're going to do a giveaway. We did one when we hit 1,000. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it was. Did you, Levon? You enjoyed moving every 2 years? That just seems like, for me, I wouldn't barely be unpacked by the time it was time to move again. I've been in this house 2 years this month. We moved in at the end of this month 2 years ago, and I still have boxes that are unpacked. Not many, but I have some. I still haven't put pictures up on the walls hardly at all. I have a few pictures of my grandkids, and that's about it. For the drawing, once I hit 2,000, I'm gonna put up a King Sumo thing, and you'll be able to enter it that way. You'll just enter for through that, and then at the end of it, it'll draw the name and everything for me. We just have to get to 2,000 likes, and we've got 19. It was 1904 when I started tonight. Let's see if we've gone up. It doesn't want to show me. Let me refresh that. We're at 1913 right now, guys. So we gained what? 9? Is that right? Somebody do the math for me. 9? I know. I enter them all too. I have not won any of them yet. See? Exactly. Candy said she's been in her house almost 20 years and still has boxes she hasn't unpacked. I don't feel so bad. That's funny. Most of mine are pictures. When we left New York, we have, in every house we've had so far, I have a hallway or a wall. I call it the wall of family. And it's all family pictures, you know, from past and present. And I took them all down when we were getting ready to move from New York, and I took them all out of the frames because I was going to redo them and I was going to update some of them. Because, you know, the grandkids are older now and stuff like that. And then I wanted to get nicer frames for some of the older ones, and I just haven't done it. So now all those pictures are in boxes. So it's mostly that. My husband tried getting me probably 2 months or so ago to get them all out and do something with them, but I wasn't in the mood for it then, so. So we don't have our wall of family up right now. Oh yeah. A lot of the stuff you buy when you're overseas. Yep. So y'all are making me feel better about it then. I'm not the only one. Bonnie said she has pictures in her garage from 7 years ago that she was supposed to hang up. See, I don't feel so bad, guys. I need somebody to decorate my house for me. That way I don't have to do it. Oh yeah, that's good that it's wrapped up. Yeah, we had a basement in New York, but ours was not a very, there wasn't a full, what you call a full basement. I mean, it was a full size of the house, but as far as the height was, you couldn't walk in it without being hunched over. Because we lived in a very old house. Our house was built in 1870. No, 1870. The one up there. So it was more of a cellar, I guess you would say, than a basement. Not a lot of room to do anything with. My daughter came up there one summer, and she was helping me go through pictures because I had boxes and boxes of loose pictures, that I had taken over the years. I love to take pictures. And she was helping me to get them all scanned and put on my computer. And I think we got from the 70s through to part of the 80s and had to stop because she had come back home. Well, when we moved, we had them all sectioned out where we left off so we could pick it up again the next time. When we moved, guess what the movers did? They took the whole box and dumped it into a moving box. So now all the pictures are all mixed in together again. So kind of blew that right out of the water, having everything separated. Alright, so the ribbons are all on. What do we think? I know, movers. So what do y'all think of that? So it looks like it's naked up here in the center, but that's where everything's going to go. So that's going to be covered. All right, so now I'm going to put the sign on. You want to know what the base is? The base is a piece of wood that I had cut. It's 22 inches long and it's 2 inches wide and about 3/4 of an inch thick. Retired Navy. Well, thank you for his service. We love the military. All right, I'm going to attach the sign. And I'm thinking I want to put it in the center. But now that I look at it, the sign looks a little big for this, doesn't it? I don't know, that sign looks a little big now. Hey, from North Carolina, Becky. Whereabouts in North Carolina? I'm in Rayford. I'm not going to argue with you, Levon. You want to paint, you're going to paint. Yeah, it does look big now, doesn't it? Well, doggone it. Okay, Kathy, have a good live. Thank you for joining me. I might have to find another sign somewhere. Because I was going to put the sign here, and I was going to put one up here and one down here, or one up top, one on bottom. But this sign is really big. And I was thinking this, I knew it was going to be too big for a wreath. Oh, I knew that was going to happen as soon as I did it. Her dress is made out of tulle, so it's going to stick to everything. So I have to hold it up. Well, doggone it. I'm sorry. What did you say? Try a tilt. 2 small bows on the corners, yeah. Well, that just burst my bubble there. Uh-oh. His leg came off. Gonna have to fix that. I'll have to get another one out. Thank you, Joanne. Have a good night. Alright, well that one, his leg came off. I'll have to fix that. I'll get another one. I have another one in the closet there. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get a new sign. Because I really wanted to put them like that. Yeah, I can attach the sign to the rail, but it's awful big. See, it's just... her dress keeps snagging on there. Let me get the other one out. Cut the sign down. I don't know if I'd be able to do that. I don't want to take away from the... It's got Happy Halloween in there. I don't know if you can see. Well, there goes some tubing. Guess that didn't want to be up there on top. Opened the closet door and a bag of tubing fell down on me. Alright, so I have another one here. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'll probably put a bow in the center and then put them in here, some on either side maybe. Wait a minute, I got to figure out, is this the top or the bottom? That's the bottom. Well, that really sucks. I wanted to use that sign. But I'll find another use for it. What do you think? Oh, stop. Should have wrapped her dress in a plastic bag until I was done. It's going to keep snagging on it. What do you think? No, you're not late, honey. How you doing? Should they both be facing the same direction or opposite? What do you think? And then I can put a bow right in the center. Yeah. Hey, Linda. So, what do you think? Opposite directions or having them going the same? Yeah, I'm liking the opposite myself. I don't know if she'll sit up as well as he will, but I'll have to find... Yeah, and then I'm going to put a bow in the center, I think. Yeah, opposite. Yeah, I like that too. So that's what I'm going to do. Put the sign in the center. Try not to snag her dress any more than I have to. Yeah, see, her legs would be covered by the sign. Thank you, Candy. Have a good night. On the back of the wood. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I agree. I think it's too much. Yeah, I think I'm going to put a bow in the middle. I'll have to make a bow and put that there. And then when it hangs, it'll hang like this. And then there'll be a bow there. Okay, I see what you're talking about. Doing it like a regular rail. Like this. That's what you're talking about. Gotcha now. Yeah, it's going to cover up. Let's see. She's talking about doing it like a regular rail. I don't know if you've seen the rails that they do with the sign on top, or they have a letter or something. Oh, come on. Yeah, so you're talking about doing it sideways like this. If I can get a hold of it, and then attaching it underneath here. If I did that, I'd have to find something to bring it out because it covers up a lot of it. Yeah, I don't know how to attach it on top. I don't know, I'll have to think about that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do something else with the sign. Take his tag off of him. All right, so let me see if I can get this on here. May not be able to, but probably gonna need longer. Yeah, thank you. We will see. I think I'm gonna have to play around with it and see. Because that just is so disappointing. I wanted that sign on there. So I might have to play around with it and do something tomorrow. Make it work. Need to fix that too. So yeah, I'll put these on after I figure out what I'm going to do. Put this up. Well, I thank you all for joining me tonight. I think I'm going to leave it at that until I can figure out what I want to do with this sign. I think I need to think on it and probably come back to it tomorrow and see. So don't forget to check out our design group if you're interested in that. Like I said, you get 8 designers, including myself. It's called Fabulous Dreams Designs. That's our paid group. It's $19.95 a month. The free group is Fabulously Fine Designers. You can get to the group, the paid group, through there if you want to check it out. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I just have to play around with it. Y'all don't want to sit here and watch me do that. We'd be here all night then. I'll figure it out. But I'll have pictures up probably tomorrow or Friday. But check out our group. Like I said, you get myself, Lavon, Susan, Rita, Carla, Tequila, and Sandy. And I'm sure you probably follow most of us already. If you don't, please give our pages a like. And I'm looking for my list here. I can read off all their business pages real quick to you. And if you wouldn't mind sharing mine tonight. Okay, what did I do with it? I had it sitting right here. I move things and then I can't find anything anymore. There it is. So Rita has Rita's Wreath Barn. Robin has Robin's Wreathery, Classes and Supplies. Carla is with One Stop Boutique. Susan with AC Inspired Wreaths. Sandy with Trending Designs by Sandy. Levon with Forever Dreams of You by Levon. Tequila is with Unbreathable. So like I said, you probably follow some of them or most of us. So check out our pages as well. Give them a like. And it looks like the feed froze up. So you all have a good night. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching on the replay, I appreciate it. Thank you. Hit the like button there for me. And if you're new, let me know where you're watching from. And if you're watching the replay on YouTube, then please subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell icon, and that'll give you your notifications when I post videos over there as well. So, Cindy, thank you again. Have a good night, everybody, and I will see you next week.